Hello and welcome to the show. I am back on Forza Horizon 4 today, doing something a little bit mad. You see, I did a stream on this game in which we turned a Morris Minor into a bit of a jelly car. However, in the process of doing that, we learned something very, very interesting about the vehicle and about the turbo rally engine, because that has had some improvements since it was in, well, the last Forza game. It's been a staple of Forza games for quite some time now. It is a pretty good engine for certain circumstances. Unfortunately, the Morris itself doesn't actually get much option in terms of engine. The standard engine is not exactly great, certainly not if you want to extract lots of power. You get the motorbike engine, which is back. I presume it'll be in the Reliant. It'll probably go into the Peel. However, you do get the turbo rally engine. It's the best engine you're going to get in this car. Sadly, we're not going to be getting massive V8s in it, but we can do some quite impressive stuff. We're going to keep the car rear-wheel drive for fun. For fun and the lack of control. You see, because the engine, in days of old, we would just have the restrictors, remove the restrictors. I think that's actually fairly similar in terms of power level. 377 horsepower, 400 torque. It's a fairly light engine. However, we can now upgrade the turbo, which will put it up to 600 torque, 550 horsepower. Displacement puts it up to a 2 litre, and with the camshaft upgrades as well, we're putting out nearly 700 horsepower, nearly 700 torque. This engine is now the pretty much equivalent of a rallycross car. You know, we're talking near 700 horsepower from a 2 litre engine. It's right up there with the modern rallycross. It's nice to see the turbo rally engine's actually got an update. It's nice to see that it's, I guess, brought it in line with the, I guess, rally cars that we have in the game now. There are a few rallycross cars. We're going to get some brakes on our car. We're going to get, you can't get drift suspension on this vehicle either, for whatever reason. We're going to put it on race suspension, because we're actually going to want some grip in the car this time. We are not going to make it wibble and wobble and fall over. It might have a very big crash. I'm kind of curious to know what sort of speed we can get out of it. I'm hoping for well over 200 miles an hour. I mean, you'll probably have a rough idea judging by whatever I've put as a thumbnail image, because that would, you know, this is a slightly weird thing that, yeah, never mind. You know more than I do at this particular moment in time. I want 200 miles an hour out of you. I don't know if I'm going to get 200 miles an hour out of it, but I'm hoping for it. I'll be slightly sad, to be honest, if we don't get 200 out of it. The aero is probably going to be pretty garbage, though. It's not exactly a well-shaped car for cutting through the air, and 700 horsepower is not bad. You know, also, oh, there we go. It actually reckons, well, that ought to. Is that because the standard tyres are so bad? Okay, I'm going to do a different investigation than what I was going to be messing around with. That's very curious. Okay, so completely boggo standard tyres. It will do 100, reckons 170. This is very, very silly what I'm about to try, but okay, I don't know if I've ever had I've certainly not come across a vehicle that I've built previous. Have I put the diff in? I have. Otherwise, I'm going to get one tyre fire. Where it's traction limited. You know, changing the tyres is not changing the aero at all on this. So the benchmark actually legitimately reckons the car is traction limited in terms of its straight line speed. That I'm going to have to find out. That I am going to have to try. It is on 155 tyres from the 50s. With a 700 horsepower rallycross engine shoved in it. It's definitely not safe. That much is for sure. I'm at the wrong house as well for my visit to the motorway. Oh no, actually both my houses are fairly close to the motorway. Although we do want to actually start from this end. I probably should have gone to that. This way, I've figured it out from all of my gallivanting around. The airport's no good actually for speed runs. Down here, it's a fairly short airfield. I mean, it's good for some sort of speed, but yeah, not actually the greatest place for speedruns anymore, so you will have to use the motorway. The motorway is difficult. The motorway is not particularly straight, and there's a downhill section that's going to be your best bet if you're going to be getting to the highest speeds possible. Running in a car like this, we're going to need all the help that we can get. I mean, gravity assistance is perhaps a little bit cheaty, but we're going to, you know, give it a try. We handle, interestingly, oh god, I mean, I don't really need drift suspension when the car does this. Who needs all of that angle kit and everything when your 700 horsepower Morris will be doing that sort of thing? I've drift tapped a barrier. It's made of plastic. It's supposed to be. That's like all the motorways in England. Right, let's go and unleash the miner onto the road. Stop going sideways, please. Okay, I think I see what it said. I see what it meant about traction limited car. We might actually have to tune the gears a little. Let's go tune the gears. That might not be a bad idea. We can still do this on the fly, which is very, very helpful. The gears, maybe actually longer gears is going to help us in terms of reducing wheel spin. The game doesn't reckon it that much, but it's probably worth a try. Make life easier for me at the end of the day. Right, okay, here we go. So, we should... Theoretically, 175 is what this car is capable of. There's a Land Rover causing shenanigans. Stop going sideways, god damn it. I think this car is capable of... I think even I am capable of extracting... Okay, but we have extracted more. Come on, Morris. Oh, it's a bit... No, I'm very sorry, Subaru. Don't mind me. I did not actually have much say over where my car was going there. I'm not sure the insurance company would accept... I'm not sure the insurance company would insure this. I'm not sure I would drive this, I'm going to be honest. You're going along, I certainly wouldn't drive it at 160 miles an hour, because you're going along and then all of a sudden we're going to veer in a random direction. Hopefully it's not towards a car. That corner there's going to be a nasty one for vehicles. Oh, god damn it. And then down here we start getting a little too technical for anything. We're 150. Through the barriers we go. I mean, it ruins the speed run, but they are at least destructible. There's kind of pluses and minuses for the destructible barriers. Yeah, it's a little bit weird having cars plough through Armco barriers. But I'm also in oncoming traffic, but never mind about that. But it also does stop people from pinging off of those in some races when there's not, well, there's always a lot of destructible scenery. You get less of kind of the wall riding. There are still some indestructible barriers. So there probably will still be some cheaty buggers. However, yeah, they're kind of pluses and minuses to both. We're going to go back through there. It also helps you when you are panicking and losing control of the car and frantically needs to slow down. I don't quite know what I say. I don't know what I've got this way. We'll try heading back down. Maybe the hill will help, you know. It might suck some of the power out of the car, but maybe, just possibly, the hill will be good for control. I don't know why it would be, but it is definitely worth a try. Again, remember, this car is on race tyres. This is all... Oh, no, it's not race tyres, sorry. It's on race suspension. Everything else in this is sort of roll cage going on. It is fully race modified. Ooh, oh, there's a train. Never mind then. Random fog going on. No, there was a train. Come on, little Morris. We can do this. It has gone to night. Not that it makes much difference around here. There's not too much traffic. And the traffic gets out of the way, which is all very kind of it. So 107. It wasn't lying too much, the benchmark. And we are capable of more. I like this game. How much can you beat the benchmark by? I want to get 200 on standard tyres. 90. Oh, no! We're going to visit someone's house. I'm sorry. Oh, we've had a bonus board at least. Didn't visit the house too much. Smid. Yeah, this whole standard 50s tyre stuff is not great. I'll take the bonus board. I'll take the bonus board while I'm at it. Christ, I wonder what car. You know, probably. Oh well, they've had a crash anyway. So I wonder what car we've got. Hello over there with the Bugatti Chiron. I am considerably more bonkers than you. That would be a silly drag race. We wouldn't have traction, let's face it, to keep up with the order. We saw what the likes of the Ultima and so on do in drag races, struggling for traction against the Chiron, and this is, yeah, again, on its terrible tyres. Okay, this is the hill. This is our best chance for the Morris to crack 200 on its standard tyres. I think it's actually struggling a little bit for power now up this hill. Yeah, it sort of sits at 180 miles an hour. Okay, we have beaten the benchmark. Oh, don't drift tap a bus. Please don't drift tap a bus at 140. That would not go well. I'll just keep my foot down and we're going to hope for the very best. I have been messing around. I was doing the drift chapter this morning. So I have been messing around with drift cars. Oh, we're going to drift tunnel tap. There we go. That was intentional. That's what's supposed to happen. Yeah, I was messing around doing the drift chapter this morning, so I have been driving cars, all sorts of different cars, quite sideways. Apparently, this is a little bit out of control. But it is actually, all things considered, is a better drifting vehicle than I expected. It has again, considering I don't have a pre-set up suspension on this, it can actually do some. What gear do we want? Fourth, maybe. Oh, that's a little bit too... There's too much angle there, and nowhere near enough speed. Oh, we're going to do 50 mile an hour drifting. That's a thing. Sure. I guess it was technical enough route, it would have to be. Anyway, shall we forget that? Come on, Morris. take out the plastic barrier again and unleash all 700 close enough horsepower into, well, the first tunnel doesn't matter too much. It's all about making sure we've got as good a run as possible coming into that second tunnel, and that's where we might crack the 200 mile an hour mark if it is doable with the vehicle. Let's hope for the best, hope for the best, hope for the best. Oh, please don't change lane. I've not got the control to deal with you guys trying to change lane on me. Thank you. Thank you for getting out of the way of this completely lunatic machine. Come on, gravity. Gravity, a little bit of wiggling. We might be able to do it. It's 192, 93. We're going to lose the back end. Still going. We're still fine. We're still fine. Come on, I think it is actually just spinning. I'm just dealing with the way it's spinning its wheels. Rather, it's just not making any more progress, really. We cracked 190 out of it. And this was a car that had, what, like 40 horsepower, designed for about 70 miles an hour. Still on its original tyres, doing 190. I like it. I do like it. Not gonna lie. It's silly. It's also slightly damp as well. That's probably not gonna help matters. I mean, I'm glad it's not snowy. That would not go well. Hello, crash barrier. I don't know what that was that came shooting past. That was Chiron that just buggered off. Yes, it was. Right. Shall we jump back to our house? I need to get all the bonus boards, so I stopped spending money doing this because I am a lazy bugger. You're probably the best, or the closest house. Oh, it's the very first house that you unlock. So, max width, race tyres, 200 miles an hour? Should be pretty doable. I don't think we're going to get, sadly, we're not going to get, I say sadly, we're not going to get too much more, as if 200 miles an hour is a expected speed from a car like this. You know, when you start getting past 200, 220 miles an hour, the power required to go faster jumps up massively. And the aero on this car is pretty awful to begin with. So, as much as I would love to have a 300 horsepower minor, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be happening. Only 195s. Christ, they are not good tyres. What does it reckon with these? It reckons about sort of 10 miles an hour faster. So let's stick you on some beautiful sticky race tyres, and it reckons 209. 0 to 60 takes 5. It only takes a second to get from 60 to, I guess that's traction. Again, I guess that's what it's working on. Ooh. What happens if we put it on drag tyres? Yes, I want the Morris on drag tyres. I want to do 0 to 60 in 3.2. It's still not got the traction, but I definitely want to do this. This is the best drag car. I mean, it is very, very light, which is good for drag racing. 1,500 pounds is insanely light. You know, you're looking at Lotus, Caterhams, that sort of thing are the only cars you're going to find lighter. Well, than some other classic stuff, classic race cars. But still, it's very, very light. The downside of doing this, I have thought, is A, it's raining. Drag tyres and rain, probably not a good combination. B, we are going to be at the curvy motorway. And drag tyres, you have limited turning grip. We'll take it to the... I haven't actually, as I said, I haven't done any of the drag racing stuff, so this will be a fun... I think this is an ideal vehicle to test out the drag racing side of things. Yeah, so once we've got... It does still struggle off the line a little bit still. Probably always is going to. They are, even with drag tyres, they are still tiny drag tyres. Or probably not going to be doing the drifties around the round. Oh no, maybe we can. Drifting in drag tyres. Ooh, okay, maybe not. Let's not try that. I'm definitely not good enough to be doing that. Okay, here we go. On to the motorway. Please don't be going this way. Please don't be going this way. Thank you very much. It's like every time I see a caravan. Let's unleash the turbo rally power. Please have enough steering. Please have enough steering to get... Oh, okay. We aren't floaty. We aren't doing silly that. We are going to crack 200, I think, already. Ha! Look at that! We are at 201 miles an hour before we're even in the ideal tunnel. We'll probably beat the benchmark slightly. I got too much sliding. With the downhill section, we might actually be able to beat the benchmark speeds to 12, to 13. Keep going, Morris. You can get another mile an hour. Oh, I've got to steer. I think we run out of gravity. No, 213. Any more? We're going to crash into a truck. I'm sorry, truck. Oh, well, okay, I think I came off worse than you. You just very slowly came to a halt. 213, I think, is all it has got to give, even with as much gravity assistance as we could get. It's not bad for this car. The engine is cool. I like having an updated Turbo Rally engine. And it goes in a lot of cars. Turbo Rally does make its way into a lot of vehicles. It's still a difficult engine to build for a specific class. It's a little bit more difficult to use as well. I say it's a little bit more difficult to use. You've got to pay attention to when you're shifting. Not as bad as it used to be, but it is still something that you're probably going to want to do. I think that's 7. I don't actually know if it's... Oh, I don't remember how to get the telemetry up now. Oh, I'm in a speed zone, and I didn't really want to be in a speed zone. Sure. Ugh. This is not going to be the car to get 3 stars through here. I'm going to tell you that much. I've not really got any control. 2 stars, though. Not too shabby. We got some more influence. We probably maybe leveled something up. You're leveling up stuff constantly. Yeah, we did. We're rank 6. 15 grand. Thank you. Shall we go and have a look at some drag racing? I think that makes... Oh, yeah, of course. I've randomly bumbled my way through a speed zone, so I've unlocked some more to do. Go away. I'm going to do some drag racing with my Morris. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go and see what we can do. What we can do down here. I'm going to hazard a guess. We won't beat all-wheel drive cars, but we might... Oh, if we only run it in the Cult Classic section, I mean, that would probably beat it. I don't know, you know, that might not. Maybe we'll have to see. Well, I'll do a couple of runs with this, and then maybe we'll try a couple of runs with the Taxi and see what's on. The Taxi doesn't have drag tyres on it, and the Taxi's a bit heavier, but it does have 1,000 horsepower, and isn't an out-of-control lunatic. So, you know, there are pluses and minuses on each of them. We're up against, like, a classic Jag. Oh, there's a lot of Jags. There's a lot of Jags. Does everyone have Jags? Apparently so. Everyone's in Jags. Morris! Why are we against the Jag Brigade? Come on! You're terrible. We couldn't really see much. If I was prepared, I was half expecting a countdown of some description. Bloody hell. Why is it... Oh, I guess it's probably the only car against S1 class in the Cult Classics with the way the game would upgrade them. Let's try... If I'm actually prepared for this, you don't really get much of a countdown with this. It's kind of 3 go. And so I've got to be very much ready on the whole clutch. Go! There we are. Oh, the Jags get off the line better. This is more like it. Yes! Go! Go! Run with your Turbo Rally goodness! Haha! That's how it's done, I think. Was it? We got a 9-second Morris. That is not a sentence that has ever been said before. Ever, really. I don't think I get my... Yeah, so you don't get your money... I don't actually care about the money. It's more the XP for the drag racing side of things that's... I don't care too much. But I haven't got it before, so we'll see how close I am to leveling up with that. I don't know how much he needs to... Oh, well, okay. We'll get a wheel spin. We'll get a wheel spin. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a little bit of a faff to go through all of the... Oh, I should have the wrong end. Go this way. I wonder if... the problem is I can't even try... I would try launching it in second to stop that wheel spin, but you can't. Oh, no, wait, I'm supposed to start it from the middle? Sure. I can't because of the way the game throws it in. I don't know whether the multiplayer is different with the drag racing, of course. The single player, the solo stuff, not the most exciting of things. Let's go give it another try. I want to go sub... Ideally, we want to go sub 9 second. Maybe I'll just try almost launch immediately, shift up into second. It's quite difficult. Maybe I won't worry about the clutch because I don't think the game would let it stall off of the line. We'll see. I could be wrong, but I wonder if it will actually, yeah, let us launch without a clutch. Okay, yeah, it will. So go to second quickly. I mean, we're gonna get them because they all bob as they go to change gear. Don't think that was a better run particularly. Okay. So was it 9.0? Yeah, I did a 9.009 as a first run, a 9.059 as a second run. Let's get through all of this. Bugger all in terms of credits, but we'll probably get a wheel spin from it. Maybe we'll win something interesting. I want a Chevy Nova Forza Edition car before I started filming. I have personally had more luck with wheel spins. I don't know whether in general they're luckier, but I say in general they're luckier. I think you just win more of them. Certainly at the early stage of the game, they're just throwing at you for everything. So, oh, there's more drag strips. I did not know that there was more drag strips. Fair enough. Fair enough. We've got a Cass to come say hello as well. You're going to squeak? Nope, you're just going to wander around and try and get in the way. Hey Cass, that's my foot. Yeah, you sat on my foot. Now you sat on the microphone stand as well. Well done. You managed to bump into 2 things in a very short space of time. Congratulations. Right, so Taxi's got to go quicker than a 9-second run. I'm not sure if it can. I think it's going to waste too much time. I think the Taxi's going to spin its wheels too much off the line. Stop. But it will have more power. So there is that. Let's give it a go. Right. The Jag, I might just won a Jag from someone else. This is a barn fight car. I don't think it was. Might have been. I thought I won it from a wheel spin. There's been so many prize cars. It's difficult to keep track. Right, wide body Taxi. I knew you'd come in handy for something other than looking bizarre and mad and quite cool. Sub 9 second is what we're after. Oh, there's a 2CV in this heat. Sure, but bring the interesting cars when we're racing against the Taxi. Bloody hell. Why have you bought this lot when you... who knows. S1 Class 2. The 2CV or the Morgan 3-wheeler might be more impressive cars, not going to lie. If they've got the pace to run with the taxi cab, I would be impressed, not going to lie. Oh, we are not so good off the line here. Look at the Morgan go! Look at the Taxis go as well. Not Taxis, sorry, the 2CVs go. Oh, we're not going to catch the Jag before the end. I mean, funnily enough, I think drag tyres are good for drag racing, maybe. There's also a Ford Anglia, which I presume is a barn find car. I certainly can't buy it yet, or it might be a prize car. I have seen it around, but I hope that gets the Turbo Rally engine or something equally silly. Right, so let's try. You just trying to minimise. I think I did a better job of minimising wheel spin that time around. I think we're going to get Aero's Jag. Yeah, we will get the Jag before the end, and only just. Oh, it's pretty close actually. 10. Okay, I say pretty close. It's pretty close with the Jag, not pretty close with the... Yeah, the Marina. Funnily enough, sorry, not Marina, Minor. Drag tyres good for drag racing. Interesting that top speed can be traction limited with some of the older cars. It's perhaps something that I have had occur, but not necessarily paid attention to it. Most of the cars are just instinctively go and drop them on massive tyres. But it's interesting to see and to know that will be a thing that can happen. Yeah, the Turbo Rally engine is a big improvement. Still difficult to build, although a little bit more flexibility now. There are different parts to upgrade and can be got fairly powerful. Whoop, let's not crash into the start lights. So there we go. Now we'll get some drag racing, an absolutely mad Morris, and now we've got apparently a drift taxi. Because of course we have. I'm apparently stuck in drift zone mode or drift chapter mode. Let's get out of that. We'll go back to rolling cars. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.